It's a Monday evening. Hello there and welcome. If you have just joined us here on MTV, well, you're very lucky. You've arrived just in time. Well, virtually just in time, because coming up soon, MTV's greatest hits. Down the stairs to the archives we go, pulling out the classic videos from the likes of Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, Metallica will be there, Guns N' Roses, Elvis Presley, Faith No More. It's the big boys tonight. I'll see you soon. Bronski Beat, Small Town Boy, will draw the curtains on this hour of MTV's greatest hits. And as we head into the last two shows of the weekend tomorrow at 4 o'clock and 10 o'clock Central European Time, we shall be concentrating on the year 1983. All the hits from 1983 in tomorrow's shows. So do try and join me for at least one of those, hopefully for two. I'll leave you with Bronski Beat. Goodbye from me. Watcher, salutations, welcome to a Friday morning. You are watching MTV with moi, Paul King, through until 1 o'clock Central European Time. Look upon me. The Shaman, coming up next. Love, Sex, Intelligence. You may have seen on MTV this week. They actually predicted, they said it's over. Coming up right now then, following on from the Rod Stewart rockumentary, in performance, Rod Stewart Unplugged, and of course Rod has one hell of a back catalogue to pull upon, and also introducing some new songs, of course, including the beautiful interpretation of Van Morrison's Have I Told You Lately. For an hour and a half, Rod Stewart Unplugged. We have Thank You for the Music on the way, and of course lots more from ABBA throughout this afternoon. I hope you are enjoying yourself here on this Saturday. It is an ABBA and an AC/DC weekend, so tomorrow, in only this kind of surreal way that we at MTV could do it, it's a complete change of scene and sound. AC/DC will be bombarding your eardrums and your visual senses. That's all tomorrow. Today we are talking ABBA. Thank You for the Music is the kind of song they would sing. That's on the way. This is first actually sung by Bjorn. Appreciate or are aware of the connection there, of course. Alison, along with Vince, was a member of Yazoo, and of course she was known as Elf in them days. Yazoo, of course, came out of Depeche Mode when Vince left Depeche Mode because he thought they were going too pop. Hence that we have the #1 LP of the year, #1 CD, #1 video, and that we've sold out every show we've played, or indeed that I can buy a mansion. I want next year to be bigger and better, he says. I want to sell more records, I want to sell out more shows, and I want to be able to buy 2 houses in classic video presenter era. I'd like to end on a classic video, which we very rarely play here because of its length. That's 12 minutes. It's Michael Jackson and Thriller. I'd like to thank Neil Breakwell, who always sits down there and listens to me, also Peter Good, and of course you. Here comes Michael Jackson. Well, should have listened to her advice, of course, with the sad news of recent weeks that she and husband Emilio Estevez, the actor, are in fact filing for a divorce. But apart from that sad moment in her glowing career, Paula Abdul has lived in a garden of roses, has she not? I'll leave you with his greatest hits. We have the Bangles on the way with an eternal flame, and ABBA, who have truly returned, of course, to the pop map in 1992 due to various things, of course. One could, I suppose, thank Erasure and maybe a bit of U2 support. But at the very end of the day, what a brilliant song. You two there, Gloria. Welcome to a Saturday afternoon. In case you hadn't realised it already, I'm going to make sure you do. It's U2 weekend here on the station. We're going to fill you in on the Irish superstars who, of course, are now here in Europe on their zoo. Sailing those 7 seas as they do. OMD start off a brand new week for us here on MTV's Greatest Hits. Hello there and welcome. In this first hour on this Monday afternoon, classics will be coming your way from the likes of Simply Red, Yaz, Pet Shop Boys, Gwen Guthrie, amongst others. In fact, we have George Harrison lined up for you in just a moment for a song originally recorded by James Ray in 1962. And the Communards coming up with a song originally performed by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes in 1977, and also in the same year by Thelma Houston, and she had the bigger hit with it, though in fact the Communards had an even bigger hit with this. Well, we have a band who we featured earlier on this afternoon in MTV's Greatest Hits coming up. A little bit of French. Jacques Le Freak, Chic. Of course, not everybody who puts French in their music wants to do so because they wish to talk of love. And Peter Gabriel proves that point right now. Games Without Frontiers. In 1984, German group Nena were to top the charts in their native Germany and also the United States, Australia and the UK, with a song called 99 Luftballons. In fact, it was the first ever German-speaking track to top the Billboard charts and also the Australian charts, obviously not the German charts. But of course, when it come to England, they had to record an English-speaking version. Typical English. This is Nena. And so we come to the end of a Thursday evening for the show that always tries to bring a little bit of sunshine into your life. And Mr. Cokes is coming up next, the man who definitely does succeed in doing that. So stick around for Most Wanted. I'll be back again tomorrow at 1 o'clock and also 8 o'clock again, ending off the week. And what I can tell you about tomorrow is that the girls are out and about. You'll find out what I mean if you join me. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. In 1987, New Order released their Substance album, double album comprising of 12-inch remixes of all their hit singles to that time. And as an exercise for them, they actually went to the studio with producer Stephen Hague and sat down for the first time to deliberately try and write what they deemed to be a top 40 single. In other words, a pop single. And not only did it do far better than a top 40 position, it also got them an award-winning video with True Faith. It's coming up after the Bangles. Okay, we're going to... Pat Bennett's R.M. show will come up, ending this Tuesday evening before Mr. Cokes takes over the airwaves. I'll say goodbye for now, of course. Tomorrow night, do try and join me again for Greatest Hits, Dexter's Midnight Runners, Stray Cats, Madness, Blondie, naming but a few, will complete my hour. I'll be back again tomorrow afternoon as well at 1 o'clock, should you be around. Have a wonderful evening. Good night from me. All hail and salutations to you, making our way into the final Thursday of 1993, and the first edition of the day for Greatest Hits is coming your way. Videos lined up. We have some Beatles, U2, The Specials, Rolling Stones, Della Soul. We also have some Steely Dan and New Order, so make sure you stick around. Greatest Hits, the show with that G-Force, is coming soon. Greatest Hits on a Tuesday evening with Sisters of Mercy coming up next. The band who took their name from a Leonard Cohen song, formed in 81 by Andrew Eldritch, the Gothic Band. Now, many of their fans believe the best and ultimate lineup of Sisters of Mercy was in 1985 with Eldritch, also Wayne Hussey and Craig Adams, when they played at the Royal Albert Hall in London for a final concert, because Wayne Hussey and Craig Adams went off to form The Mission, with many people believing that was the end of Sisters of Mercy. However, that was not to be. In fact, they went into bigger and better things. Andrew Eldritch, cleverly really, approached the man who was responsible for the Gothic records and productions of Meat Loaf and Bonnie Tyler. That is Jim Steinman, who came in and co-wrote and produced this song for the Sisters of Mercy.